Hello, everyone, and welcome. Timing proven. Ruben's here, Agonia's here, Lena is here, and Zeb is here, and we're playing more Wiki 3. Hope everyone else is also here. And also, we have Fritz Cola, the cola of virtual imperialism, not sponsored. Gossoft Girl is there. Gossoft Girl is there. Say everyone hi to Gossoft Girl.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes. So, hope everyone is doing well. Ethiopia big.
By the power of hindsight, I have deduced, remember when France was at war with Germany? We should have attacked them.
Didn't we attack them?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I should have. Like, I could.
Yeah, I did mention that. I think I was in a situation where I couldn't do anything because financials.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, hopefully, I'm also, how many days is this? On August 11th, 1889, I will have proportional taxation.
Nice.
Which won't solve my financial situation until I declare bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Given that my interest is so high and I basically
It also increases soul a lot, so...
Let's get the wheat tea out. Hope everyone had a good week also.
It's been an exhausting week.
Yeah.
The quarter for the school year ends today. So I've had a immense number of students who just kept putting off their tests and other exams they have to do, and they all decided, oh yeah, I have this one and this one and this one. I have like 5 tests that I've missed, and so I have to go and see you like 5 times in the same day. Oh,
wait, do they get to choose when they're doing tests?
Not really. So the tests are all assigned. If they miss a test, though, they have to come to me to make up that test.
Okay.
Also, can we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we have wheat tea. It's just CBD. It's not THC. You could get THC nowadays, but still.
Wheat tea or wheat tea?
I
thought you said wheat tea, like barley tea.
No, wheat.
I've got a different kind of wheat tea, but it's Belgium.
It could also be Wheaties.
Also, by the way, not anyway. We have Arabia, and Sokoto Big Mascara is still just hanging on. You go. You can get that.
Like, I'm green elsewhere.
Yes, you are green elsewhere. Hello, Chile. Hello, Argentina. Mascara. Just, the most normal conquest.
Meanwhile, I'm just kind of like surviving on probably the more valuable coast of Africa. Well, other than Transvaal and Orange.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, my economy is in a good enough position that if somebody needs, if somebody's debt spiraling, I can probably take on that. So.
Yeah.
I appreciated that you took on my debt.
Yeah, that'll hopefully help.
I still don't know what kind of companies I should make, but
I would say if you're gonna make so something I've been realizing is if you're gonna make companies, it's best to layer them on a supply chain. So essentially,
iron, for example.
So for example, if you're gonna do iron company, find one that either has an input into iron or an output that takes iron. Ideally, the output that the input that takes iron is the best one to base off of your first after your first industry. So, for example, if you start with the metal syndicate, that's for iron buildings and lead mines. You might want to consider going into your steel corporation or your metalworks corporation for the weapons.
Yeah.
Or maybe honestly, weapons is probably not a good choice because unless you're constantly at war. I guess the other one that would work would potentially be any tooling industry. But I don't see which generic one does tooling. Oh, it's the Metalworks that does tooling, so that could work, actually. And in a sense, the tooling loops back into iron because of the tools that go to mines. So the idea is essentially that you're allowing your throughput to boost and match up to your throughput boost. I haven't run numbers on this, so I don't really know how effective it is, but I assume that it's decently effective.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I now have good taxation laws.
Nice. Congratulations on good taxation laws, TM.
Kolumne.
What?
Kolumne.
No, we're not doing columnar.
We're not.
We're not. It's just not good. No. Oh yeah.
Beyonder?
What?
What were you saying? Sorry.
Kolumna. It's a very German word.
Oh, okay, that would make a bit more sense.
So it looks like I
Columnar.
can't rope British Senegal. Looks like I can't rope British Senegal into anything because they're a colony. So if I were to try and take something from them, it would have to be through a fight with the British.
You could bring
Which
the
is not
French on
very
side or the US. No.
Oh, the French
You
hate
could
me.
say, and you border the British as well, so like they can just land invade, and it's not
I
even like
could-
they have to naval invade.
I mean, like, I guess the Americans are an option, but they're my defensive ally, not my alliance ally.
Columna.
So I can't pull them into an offensive.
Okay, okay, columna is like the German word for like an opinion piece, I would say.
Yeah, kind of.
I think that's kind of how it's, because like from column,
Like a column,
yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
Wait, I'm just writing it in the chat. I think that's how it's written. Just double checking. No, I almost miswrote it. Whoops. I am native to this language.
In our time in school, we had like 3 writing reforms. So,
I mean, that's fair, actually. Like, oh, let's make German more easier to learn and more relatable. Like, okay, yeah, I don't hate it, but also, what the fuck?
Stop cheating the rules of the road. Oh yeah, actually, on this topic of German, I've been playing a lot of I know it's Space in Cheshire. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I mean,
And
that
it's very
was the
good.
Holy
I'm
Roman.
very much enjoying it.
So I've heard, yeah.
It was the
Yeah,
Holy Roman Empire, so that was technically Germany, but
technically.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And yeah, so you talked a lot about last time, or was it time before that? Basically, how the first. I mean, obviously, the first one was a bit.
Yeah.
It was kind of black and white and simple on like how it treated
Yeah,
the humans, how it treated like other people, sort of.
yeah, that's why I
Like,
said
they're just
also the second one feels very much like, oh hey, we actually they actually were, put more effort and research in, and so, I mean, let's just put it like this. It's weird to talk about the devs because like I'm just gonna say, if a game is pissing off the Nazis, it's usually doing its
That's a
work
good thing.
well. That's like a good sign in my opinion.
Oh, totally. Like so. There's this camp of Roma people, basically, and like you help them, and you try to settle disputes and everything, and you help one of the main, like I think, essentially the head of the nomad camp's daughter and sort out stuff, and it goes in kind of like history where like, oh, the king. I don't know if it's like actual history, but it's like they have a letter from the king that protects them, but like the daughter's
those happened a lot of times actually. That some kings were like they gave them letters and be like, those people are under my control, which is like. There were a few reasons for that. Like somewhere genuinely because how's it called? Some kings were just generally like these people roam around, and if they didn't have someone saying, listen, this king/nobleman guarantees their protection. If you do shit to them, there's war. They would, not be left alone.
Well, that or like they sided with the king during a battle, that
happened a lot of times. Actually, one of the main reasons why a lot of them did that is political espionage and pressure. So let's just be real here. That is a thing that happened. Yes, the Roman. By the way, the Roman people were prosecuted as a horrible history part of European history. But like,
especially with the Nazis.
Yes, but there's a long history. Like the Soviets did it, like the French did it. It was always a thing, and it was always bad. But like, especially in the Holy Roman Empire, a bunch of them had those letters and could also go around and had some protection. But they were also spies in that regard because when they came back, they were like, "Oh, did you hear that?" Because that was a thing. But also, here's the thing. That some of them were like, even told by those kings, hey, behave in my country, or, the countries I am nice to, but, they were like, listen, I want to have a reason, a casus belli to start beef with my neighbor and get some land. You could start, you could just be there and be like, oh, we're just like that, we're just doing, and then everyone was like, get some, they're like, oh, no, you couldn't attack us, here we have a letter, and if something still happened, then it was like, you attacked the people under my protection, what can I do about war? Also, some land from you. So, like, there was politics in that, and like, that's kind of more the interesting part.
And it's really interesting that they did go into a lot of detail about that. They also had things where like you do actually beat and talk to some humans, and like they also go into like the whole. Well, obviously you're kind of driven by the revenge in the game. Spoilers, sorry. But they do go into a bit more like okay, so you've killed the person that you want to get revenge on. What next? Like,
get drunk.
So it is just a lot more. It is just a lot more in depth. There's a lot more
and better written
history behind it. They've actually.
By the way, also one key thing I want to point out is that depending on where they're coming from, Sinti and Roma also had those letters because of religious protection. Because Europe didn't have like a very clear, religious makeup, and that was also used. Okay, this was also sometimes just used as a reason to invade other countries. Just a lot of things came down to war in medieval Europe. Is what I'm saying.
How many times did we go to wars because of a different denomination of Christianity?
That happened so many times.
I don't like how you like.
Oh no,
Jesus.
no! You know what? No! Wait a second. They went to war because of is Jesus holy or human? That was their main beef. They left the people who were like, maybe he's both completely alone. Ripped Coptic church. You're dead. They were just left alone. Sorry.
Well, I mean, the Coptics were fairly well removed from the rest of Christianity. So
at that time,
it's kind of hard for them to not be.
Yeah, but that was also their problem because then the Muslims came and oops.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to mean. Like they didn't get any help when the Muslims came. And it was like just rip Coptics. That was that. Bye.
Yeah.
Aye.
No, yeah, the Coptics were in some historical documents from the church, just mentioned as like, oh, weird. These strange people believe in something similar to us. Well, believe in a version of our religion. Okay, we'll make use of them.
I mean, it really depends, because
it also kind of does show how racism, how a lot of the biases. What's it?
It's bias. It's to a degree of bias, but also
profiling or
no. How like
I mean,
so you know how racism is basically it's a social construct in a lot of ways.
It's not really racism at that point, but it there are similar dynamics.
I'm giving that an example. I can't remember the exact term for
separated them. The main thing that separated them was the fact that they were just so far away.
Yeah,
like the distance problem.
And even then, I will always.
It was cultural differences.
It was cultural differences, and you need to keep in mind the cultural borders were like a lot more. The cultural regions were a lot smaller back then because travel wasn't as easy. But even then, there was I will keep reminding people there were some big differences. Like for example, I think Balthasar was literally by a papal decree being confirmed as black because there was connection to the Nubian kingdoms, and they were like, wait, no. There are black Christians out there, and we have to represent them. So, yeah.
Well, not only that, there was trade as well. Like, how do you think stuff got from China to Europe? How did all the spices get from India to Europe? Especially before the Portuguese went round.
They had us all over
Africa.
But I mean, imagine bringing that up nowadays. But
also,
one of the three kings is black because DEI.
People going on. Oh god, people going on about that, aren't they?
Room. It's just a joke. The Nazis will turn everything into a slur. It's just very funny to point out that this shit goes back centuries. The Christian Pope was like, we should definitely keep in mind that some people can be black. That's normal, and we should have that in our holy scriptures so people learn that.
How dare they? People have different amounts of melanin in their skin, or come from different areas. But it comes down to fundamentally different amounts of melanin. What's it?
Melanin.
The pigment. Melatonin.
No, that's a different thing. Melatonin is the thing that makes you sleep.
Melatonin is very different. That's a drug.
Sorry, long day. I can't think. I've had too much thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually so funny, when some racist dipshit comes like, people in the medieval ages didn't know that they did. There was literally a papal decree that one of the three kings...
Decree, not degree.
By papal decree, I said that.
No.
That literally one of the three kings, and you need to keep in mind.
Yeah. I'm now thinking about the Pope leaning against his chair, like a 45-degree angle.
No. Okay, it's per papal decree. The one of the kings, three kings, and by the way, the three kings have both melanin and melatonin. That's good. If you didn't have melatonin, you wouldn't have sleep. Soft girl. Very hi, bot. Bye, bot. Thank you, Zep.
They must be the bot.
Yeah, some are like just, likely ban evader. So the Twitch is getting good, but it's like, yeah.
I get one bot per stream essentially.
Yeah, they're just I get more. They're very persistent. And yeah, that's the thing. When someone comes like, they didn't know black people in during the medieval times and such. They did, even if they didn't meet one. Again, every single year in especially in medieval Europe, there's like the three kings. I don't know how it's called in English, but basically they go around, collect some what?
The three wise men.
The three wise men. Yeah,
three wise men, three kings. We use both. It depends on the. It depends a bit on the source of the tale.
It's also it's mostly the translation thing.
Yeah.
But the core part what I want to point out is every single year on a specific date they go around, children go around dressed as the three kings. The kings for me, I grew up in 3 wild and crazy guys. They were wild. They brought gifts to a baby. Just on the spot. And then a witch
tried to bribe God, basically.
What?
They tried to
They
bribe God.
invented the 3 wise men invented baby showers and gender reveals.
I guess.
Oh, that's a good
They're why, the 3 wise men are why California is burning right now.
Yeah. The Yowie Throttle.
And there's also that one witch that couldn't make it in time. Anyway, but some say that is an Italian fan fiction, but we get to that. Anyway, every single year on a specific date, they go
Dante's
around...
Inferno.
Really? No, it's a different thing, by the way. They go around and...
A different fan fiction.
Yes, they go around, door to door.
Disco Inferno.
They go around from door to door and write with chalk a certain numeric sentence over each door, which is just they're just basically blessing every house. That's a thing they do every single year, while collecting some, how's it called? The thing, charity, yes, they're collecting charity. That's just a thing. They do that. They go from house to house, and one of them has to be black. That is still a medieval papal decree that is valid to this day. There is no other depiction allowed.
In a lot of places. You know why they stopped that in a lot of places?
Yeah.
Because blackface.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the other problem. It's weird to think about that. Yeah, I think this is probably the thing where I would say it's a fascinating development in terms of culture too, because again, this started in medieval times as something to, again, tell people and show people there are different people out there in the world, and to
Especially
recognize
because not many people traveling to Africa.
Yeah, to recognize Africans.
People barely traveling across Europe back then.
But also,
So yeah.
I mean, then the Americans did their whole racism thing, and Europe kind of did it as well, and then everyone's like, that context changed.
Yeah.
So, they're also doing not really...
Even then, merchants traveled around, and there were during many points in history, there were it's known that there were Arabian and African merchants living in London and such. So they actually not even traveling there, just settling down and living there. So people,
obviously,
especially in major trading cities, they would actually see people from halfway around the world.
Yeah, and I still know where I grew up. There were the local churches were like, oh, we have one black kid in their region, where they were always like, hey, you might not be part of our church, but do you want to take this job at this one day of the year? And then the Roman Catholics
what's worse, the profiling of that versus the black figure.
I mean,
it's not profiling. It's literally they need a black person.
They want they don't want to fuck this up, so they're
It's culture cast. No, it's culture casting. That's still okay.
It's
in fact, the DEI officials approve of it.
God,
Trump's gonna ban that though, isn't it?
It's just still funny. It was just still funny because you need to keep in mind. Can I end this, please? Because because in the where I grew up, the villages where they had both Lithuanian and Roman Catholic churches, so both were like, whoa, who has the best arguments? Actually, where I grew up, that was actually very easy to, because we had a few more. There were a few people living in the region, and also they were Roman Catholics, so the Lithuanians were actually desperate. That's the thing. The Lithuanians just have a problem. Roman Catholicism, that's big. You have a lot of immigrants that can be Roman Catholics, not really Lithuanians. That's a German thing. Anyway. Oh, God. Why am I talking about that right now?
So,
How did we end up here?
I was reminded, actually.
Imagine bringing embalming fluid to a baby shop. Okay, Gossov Girl?
That's just thinking ahead.
That was A, thinking ahead. B, this was really valuable, okay? And also not we only use
Honestly,
for embalming.
they probably did that sometimes. Given child mortality rates.
Yeah. That's...
That and some other things.
Yes.
Dead chickens, for example.
Oh, God.
I was reminded, maybe by myself. You want to hear one of the funny things that Trump is attacking in the reaction?
I mean, is this the whole Enola Gay thing?
We all know. No, it's different. We all know that Trump is attacking like everyone that has DEI stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the gay or anybody that...
Yeah.
So he decided, I'm going to start attacking this university in Washington, D.C. called Georgetown University. Georgetown University, you know who runs that institution?
No.
Who?
The Jesuits.
Yeah, no, you do that.
They were basically like, no, fuck you. We're just going to keep on doing our thing that is protected by law, and you can't do shit about it.
Yeah, you do not fuck with the Jesuits.
And my thoughts are basically
why
dude
did
thought that he could pressure. The funniest thing is that Trump really thought that he could pressure Jesuits of all people into conforming with what he says.
No, not the Jesuits. That's the stupidest thing. It is so... Literally, the thing is, if you do not get the churches on your side from the beginning, do not bother. Just don't. They will hate you. That is just...
Yeah.
But if you don't bother them, at least they will hate you quietly.
I mean,
for the most part.
I mean, I will just keep on. I will keep saying, during the GDR, they were like, you can't meet up in, you can't have like, other, political groups. Everyone's like, yeah, we're just going to church, and then the Lithuanian church says, down with the fucking regime, you motherfuckers. It's like, yeah, sorry, the churches were just the hotbed of the revolution. It's always the case.
I mean, they were also the hotbed.
This isn't the church saying this. This is Jesus saying this. I'm sorry, but if you want to arrest someone, you should arrest Jesus, because Jesus is the one saying this.
Yeah. Jesus do not consent to be fucked with. Hey, Sophie, by the way. Yeah, it's just when it comes to churches, I'm like, it's like a thing where I'm like,
if Jesus was real, he would be in ICE detention.
He would.
Yeah. It is. I will say it is entertaining in some regards, being within the church sphere of the opposition to Trump. It
depends on which church, but yeah.
How is it? Because you've got those who are very you've got those in the US who are very Christian and very pro-Trump, and those who are the complete opposite.
So I work for the Lasallian Church. Just to be clear, we are very anti-Trump mainly because he's anti our core beliefs, which is a available and fair education to the misfortunate and the poor. The thing is that the sections of Christianity that are like the heavy white nationalist parts are divorced from basically all official churches, all official sects of the Christian religion. They are the ones that still meet up for those churches. They are technically part of a sect, but they are very divorced from the ideology of that sect.
Or
they are
evangelions. even
I mean,
evangelicals.
what I would probably say is the
even
fact that
evangelicals are even evangelicals, like the ones that are actually evangelicals and not just like in name evangelicals, don't like a lot of the things that Trump says. Partly because Trump has proven to be anti-libertarian, which a lot of evangelicals are.
yeah, I mean, what I would probably say is like, if it's a more, if it's the more it is a splinter group of an like actual old world church, they're probably more anti-Trump nowadays. But like, the more it is like a splinter group of the splinter group formed in America, they're probably more pro-Trump because a lot of them are like, what is going on?
The French.
No.
I see it.
Oh no.
But I can sway the British. So let's hope they sway.
Ruben, you should come into this for French chat.
I
Just
don't have
make
an interest in North Africa. I've got an interest in Ethiopia. But
Yeah.
I don't have enough
I
interest.
might be able. French chat, is that a subject?
No, that's
that is
directly
not. That's
owned by French Republic. I mean, I think it should be like you should have a like it's part of Niger, so it is something. It is like part of your interest. Like it's a tiny little dot of France between you and me.
I can
That's
get
French, yeah.
the Brits for either Inner Morocco or Marrakech.
Oh,
Ugh,
not great.
not great at all.
Yeah.
If we defend long enough, they might get problems with the Germans, though.
Do you want
I
to
will
bet on
say,
that?
just looking at the two states, Marrakech does have a lot of foreign-owned buildings,
Yeah,
so that may be something to consider.
and Inner Morocco has 3 gold mines.
Yeah.
Yes, although they are foreign-owned, and you might want to think of nationalizing those.
Yeah, who owns them right now?
I mean, the U.S. owns 2, and Britain owns. No, the U.S. owns 1, and Britain owns 2.
Well, unlikely that I can
slight difference.
get them nationalized. So,
Yeah.
what's the plan?
I have put an interest in Niger. I'll get French Chad for Ruben. So you can sway me in for that.
Yeah. I can also just offer ask for return state French chat, so I can just use that to join without it costing you any maneuvers.
Oh yeah. Then I'll sway in for French Niger Delta. Or maybe there's something better to get off the French. I don't know.
Well-
probably maybe Guyana.
So I will probably take the 2 things I need anyway.
Yeah.
I'll sway in on my own once my interest is in.
So Oran and Algiers.
Do you need my troops on any fronts?
I need your troops on every front, ideally.
Okay. Yeah. On defend, yeah.
Yeah, on the fan. Then we naval
can-
invade them.
I can invade the Sahara for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Because not only my front will pop up later, it's also so the French might not be thinking about it, but also it should be empty, hopefully.
Yeah, last time it was as well. Anything else? How about revoke claim? No, they have no claims here. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, they don't have any claims. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we can go, I guess.
Okay. Oh well.
Race.
But
Texas.
also, I mean, I said it before the stream already. It is very obvious that the whole Trump administration currently is just a few little shitheads doing their own beef because German citizens just keep getting detained on flimsy charges by ICE, and that's like 100% because the next chancellor wants to have an investigation into Elon Musk for election interference.
French troops are moving into the Sahara.
That does sound
marching
a little
straight
bit
from
more
Mascara.
conspiracy theorist. I don't know if ICE are directly doing that because of that.
That's the thing.
Specifically.
Probably because they just get because ICE is feeling empowered and they just go after anyone that they think is.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
No. The thing is,
they've been shown to do that. And it's
yeah,
not
but
just
like the
Germans
thing
that
is,
they're
right
going
now
after.
they're just targeting a lot of Germans back to back since that announcement came, and it's like that's suspicious,
There
It's
is a
a-
chance.
I mean,
it's
they've
just-
been targeting.
Yeah.
They've been targeting American citizens.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know
as
that.
well,
That's the
so-
thing. But like, here's the thing: a lot of that is racism. But like, in terms of foreigners being detained, it's a big amount of Germans, which is like that's
Unusual.
weirdly specific. It's weirdly specific.
I would say wait and see.
It's
rather than
wait
being
and
like,
see,
that's a
but, like-
conspiracy theory. That's the.
You know what, Ruben? We're living in times where Elon Musk is ruining the USA. I think if it's a conspiracy theory, it might not be for long.
So, Agonia, are you going to leave the Sahara territories to France? Or are you going to grab those later?
I can technically add them right now.
Yeah, when they're gone, then they're gone.
Yeah, then let's get Sahara and East Sahara.
Also, like as a side note, I've been doing the African river expeditions, and so now if I was actually recognized, I would have the third highest. I still have the third highest prestige in the world. I would be the number 3 great power if I wasn't
Wow.
unrecognized.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sadly,
wow.
those are
Nice.
temporary.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. My troops are
Alright.
always in position. Everybody I have is just on defense. If I could maybe try to push into like the Sahara or somewhere.
Yeah,
But,
because we
yeah.
need another front there.
You can't go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
At least hold.
I'll do my front
on the-
Sahara
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Like
Or-
your front down there is undefended, but the one on yeah, that's
Yeah.
what-
I'm also I'm gonna slightly delay moving to the front just because the French haven't sent anything there yet.
yeah.
yeah. By the way, how's everyone else doing currently
I
watching?
think we need a bit concentration here. So, okay, I see. Yes, okay.
Oh yeah, fun fact, I had schnitzel for dinner. It's quite tasty.
Nice.
Bought in or self-made?
Obviously bought, I think.
The French on the Algiers front are lone organization.
Yeah.
So I could technically naval invade them from behind. As soon as the war starts.
It would probably work.
That's the idea. If we get them out of there.
Ooh, beer and pizza. That's good. We had some. It's just a very simple pasta dish I do. Some cherry tomatoes in the oven with some garlic and, garlic, basil, little bit of cayenne pepper. Just roasting it in there, then putting in a blender with some feta cheese. Feta cheese was in there as well. So really creamy sauce. Fried some chicken breast and then just salt, pepper, let it dry brine a bit, fry both sides. And apparently I'm so good at frying chicken breast right now that Agonia said I should just do the chicken breasts alone. Because that's the thing, I know everyone's like, oh, but they get dry easily. Yes, but here's the thing. You need technique. And technique is actually simple. You go,
Yeah.
you take a chicken breast, you have it, you have it in flat, put it up flat.
Oh, you butterfly it.
You butterfly it, you whack it a bit with a hammer, not too thin, but make it a bit thin. You want it relatively thin, and then you want high heat oil, put in because you want to fry it fast. So, it gets brown on one side, flip, brown on the other side, maybe flip a little bit, and then put aside, rest. Juicy chicken breast, because again, it will keep cooking inside. Just don't overcook it. High heat is the key.
Ideally, Lena, on the Sahara front, you should probably push. I think we. Oh no, they.
I just pulled a bunch of armies from them.
Yeah. I would say the sooner that one collapses, the better.
Yeah, I said
In fact, I'm probably gonna have to defend that front instead of attack it.
Probably. Yeah, definitely attack there. They have their low organization troops. Oh, the Netherlands is domineering towards me. Fuck you, Netherlands.
Oh, if you're gonna fight the Netherlands, I would very much like to get rid of some of these frickin' tiny ass colony pieces.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it.
Right now you're winning, I think.
Yeah, I have a naval invasion in Lower Egypt, and I have all 3 of my armies over on your side. So as soon as one of these coastal enclaves falls, I'm gonna have to pull back because we have roughly equal numbers, but I'm still on the wooden ships, and they have ironclads and some monitors.
Yeah, I'm seeing they're coming and they're landing. Unless, well, you can probably defend.
Yeah.
Maybe get your other
have,
ships back.
Yeah, I'll move them.
They're sending another army to my front.
How the fuck are they getting in there, actually?
Because they end up in the HQ in North Africa, and because of that, they're able to get through. We mentioned it last time.
Yeah, that's a thing they definitely need to change.
Oh, one of the fronts fell. Algiers has fallen.
Yeah. As I said, I naval invade them.
Yeah. As soon as my...
you need to defend on the Saharan front. You're losing.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll switch over.
But yeah, the swamp is getting uppity.
Then, I'll grab my smaller stack off Braun, and I'll move them back to lower to the Nile. Oh, they're... Actually, yeah, we won
Yes?
entirely.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Naval invasion.
Yeah, very good.
Then I sent my 10 ships to the naval invasion on your end as well, because that delays them further.
Yeah.
They're stacking up on my border.
Yeah, we are winning naval battles. Looks like.
Yeah.
Because they have to admirals on their fleet.
Yeah, I can probably. Yeah, it looks like you can hold the defense against their pushes in the south.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm holding.
So all you got to do is win your front.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Like, we're all on there. Oh, the front is gone, but there's still a fight going on. They're retreating very slowly.
Well, nice migration controls.
Well, now we know that we can 3v1 France.
No, we just need to hold them long enough for a naval invasion.
Yeah.
Because naval invasions are kind of stupid.
They are.
I have on my largest, my smaller stack, the 60 stack. I have 4. I can get 3 pillages and a reckless advance if we want to push. But I don't know if we want to. They're currently all set to defend.
Well, I just let my offensive expert attack to soften them up.
I have one offensive planner in this stack, 2 offensive planners.
If you think it's possible,
I don't know.
I'm not
I don't know.
sure right
I have 2
now.
offensive planners on both of my armies actually.
Alright, I'm gonna try and bait them into attacking my main army. My main army should still be able to defend. But while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna naval invade Guyana.
Sure.
Yeah, their invasion failed. I can put my other army back on the front.
Nice.
I could also put it on the south, maybe. How long would that take? That would take 70 days.
Yeah,
No.
just come from the
I'll
north.
put it on, yeah.
Zed was able to hold quite well,
Yeah.
so we push.
Yep.
Just the offensive plan as I'm pushing.
Yeah. Like, we don't need to push fast, we need to push efficiently.
Yeah. That's front. That's front.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, they are definitely struggling on my front. Gonna see if my ambitious guy can maybe push a little.
I mean,
I'll give it one battle at most.
if we ever get to war with France again, there are only 2 war goals we would need to enforce to make them puppetable, and that's Low Countries and liberate Occitane. Then the French would be out of the game.
Oh.
Because if we liberate Occitane, since they lost that, I think, yeah. If we liberate Occitane, the Low Countries are the only other place with coal in France.
Ooh, yeah, that's... Oh, that's...
Yeah. Yeah.
We could
I
maybe.
saw the front go from 12
I
to
wonder
20.
if we could get. I wonder if we could get Belgium online with that. Because if we could all line up on the French border in Belgium, then
Yeah,
we could
that's-
I think we could definitely push that.
Delightfully devilish.
I'm gonna start becoming friendly with Belgium.
Oh, well.
All right, naval invasion successful.
Nice.
Nice.
Where did the naval invade?
Guyana.
Ah.
Oh, also, if the Dutch become a problem, then we can just deal with them there. Let's see.
Older general sets defend. Good enough push.
I mean, as soon as we get them out, we only need to defend a bit, and then...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Next up is the British, then.
Yeah,
That will be a
Yeah.
problem.
I mean, I need to arm up, get some weapons going with skirmish infantry, and then I can help get at least East
Have you seen
Africa.
who the
Kenya.
British are allied with?
No.
yet.
Oh God. Let me just.
Oh.
They're
Okay.
allied with Japan.
Oh.
That's gonna, like,
Weed.
The main...
on one hand, it's not the worst, but it's also a problem because Japan has a lot of troops.
Yeah, but also we can get Japan.
Unlikely. More importantly, we could attack the Netherlands first, because then the defensive
Yeah,
pact with Austria doesn't trigger.
Well, Japan isn't as big of a problem, I think. France has 125 troops. Japan has like 99, and Britain has
With
200.
the Netherlands,
even the
we
Ottomans
only
have
have to-
126.
With the Netherlands, we only have to worry about Sweden, the British, and we don't really have to worry about Siam and Burma or Australia.
Yeah.
And with the British, it's only a defensive alliance, so there's a slight possibility that they might not, that we might be able to get away with it.
I have
Alright,
seen
I'm
it.
gonna go back to raiding. the
Oh,
French.
hey Claire. Wait. What have you? Let me. Have you seen the new Gundam? The opening. Quarks. Yes. No spoilers. We still have to wait until April because the only time this was watchable was literally yesterday, and in just one place, at one time, and Agonia was not too keen to just spontaneously yeet ourselves into the train and rush there. Then don't say it. It's on Crooks. What? Is it? Oh God, Gundam cucks.
Why not?
It's just like, okay, are the two girls literally making out sloppy style and the guy is watching? Because that would be on point then. And then it turns out it's a trans girl. Gundam cucks. The greatest love story ever told.
I don't think we're making much progress up north, but Zep is pushing in real hard from the south.
Yeah.
East. Well, some of your pushes from Tunis, like those battles in Tunis, are pushing on that state.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that might be just Tunis. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
It's hard to tell because both states are
Because
having
Victoria
fights from
combat.
both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really surprised. The moment I heard the Evangelion people are basically making their own take on the UC, I was like, yeah, okay, that's gonna be a good one, you know? It's similar to, you know, when 2 years ago they announced, like, oh, hey, we hired the guys that made Resident Evil, you know, support and the multiplayer parts to make a new Silent Hill game together with Ryukishi 07. And, like, yeah, that's gonna be a good game. No shit. And you know what the funniest part about that was yesterday? Literally, it was, you know, one guy from Konami who was like, oh, here's some questions, and 3 guys just nodding out over Silent Hill and what it means to be Silent Hill. And you know what the best line was that they dropped? We're like, oh, why is it set in a Japanese village? They were like, yeah, you know, Silent Hill was always like this fusion of Japanese horror in a Western setting. But like the new, you know, all the new titles have become too Western, and like, oh yeah, tell him. I mean, I like Downpour, but it's not wrong. So they were like, let's make a really Japanese Silent Hill title. And they were like, oh, so we want to have a Silent Hill in the countryside? And they're like, yes. And they were like, shit, who's the best guy to write that? And they were like, listen, we all watched Higurashi. And they were like, yeah, we all saw Higurashi. So they just hired Ryukishi.
It's still interesting that I don't think that is his best work.
It probably won't be because, okay, Umineko is just like, he probably will not be able to top Umineko, even with Chichonians, and so because Umineko is just a very unique, you know, it's one of those things that just aligns with the moment, but like...
Oh yeah,
Higurashi
now
is...
you have yellow advancement. Oh, now it's green.
I mean, let's just put it like this, Higurashi is horror, and has very, very horror vibes, but it's also not really horror.
It's also Happy Friends.
It's just Happy Friends fun time. Maybe we should watch it on the Discord.
Friends?
No.
Both.
It's Higurashi is
wow.
great.
It's also foreplay.
It is very much foreplay.
I'm thinking a lot of. I'm interfering with big French trade.
Oh, you do.
Starting to interfere with it.
Very good. Very good.
You know what
Sorry, Ruben.
you're reacting to us,
worries.
Lena?
What? Who?
Because Agonia said Higurashi is also foreplay. Yeah. Higurashi officially has fucked up lesbians.
Very good.
Yes.
Which is the foreplay for the fucked up lesbians in Umineko.
Yes. They're even more fucked up there. And it's like, yes. Yeah, Umineko is like, you can't really top Umineko because it's like this really unique blend that was written at a very specific amount of specific time. Like, you know it can't be topped, but like, the new Silent Hill is probably gonna be really good because like, I just fucking loved how he was like, hey, what does Silent Hill mean? It's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's on one end of the place, but like, the true thing about Silent Hill is that, you know, it's just kind of a torment thing for people, you know, reflecting their soul. They
Wait,
have
Lena? Real quick, Lena.
Yeah.
Are you able to colonize Tibesi? Because we might. We might need to grab that French chat.
I do not. I can't. I don't have any colonial administration.
Ruben,
Yeah.
you have to colonize Tibesti.
I don't think he's not in this war.
Colonize.
Even if he could colonize Tibesi, it's going to be hard for us to reach French Chad. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can't because Arabia has a claim there.
What? You have the rest of the state. Fuck. Can I?
You've
hold
got a
on.
claim there, so I can't.
Is there a way for me to like remove that claim, or do I have to colonize
No.
it? and
you have to
transfer
colonize
to
it.
It would have to be. You'd either have to colonize it and transfer, or it would be a war goal.
Oh, nice.
Or you could
Unified
just
front.
colonize it yourself.
What?
Unified front. Unified front.
Unified front. But yeah,
Nice. And my troops are not even on the front yet.
Same.
I mean, it wasn't the first one I saw, but I still remember it because, like, watched it back in school with, friends, and that was a cozy time. It was very nice. And obviously I rewatched it with Agonia twice. And, yeah, Higurashi is great, and, like, basically, yeah, Hirokushi really was there and was like, Silent Hill is, a concept, so every town can be Silent Hill. And I'm like, you spit facts, my man. It's like, the next game is gonna be good. I know it already. And then, the Steam text came up and it's like, content warning, mature themes, gender discrimination, and shit. And you're like, yes, that's getting there for the trauma shit. It was really good, and like I am generally I think the funniest part was that they were like, hey, we're hiring 2 different guys to do the world for the normal world and the other world, and then Ryukishi was just like, oh yeah, for special moments I also just hired the 2 people that helped me make Umineko and Higurashi, and you're like, fuck yeah. Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing with Silent Hill. There are a few titles, like mainly 1 and 3. Okay, here's the thing. Spoilers. Silent Hill had a bit of an identity crisis that is kind of... So, 1 and 3, and I think also 5... 2 of the 4 original games were actually directly... Yeah, 1 and 3, because the thing is, 1 and 3 is about a fucking cult.
Hey.
What?
Accept my trade agreement.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, it's a cult. Like, literally, all the spooky shit in the original Silent Hill games. And also, if you saw the Silent Hill movies, that's based on 1 and 3.
Festius blundering.
There is a cult.
Mm-hmm. Festius blundering into victory.
Oh.
It's like, okay.
But, like, that was the...
Oh, you're trying to naval invade Corsica?
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
trying to do what's known as a pro gamer move.
Yeah, but like that's
honestly, this is the best time to try and invade the French of any, because all of their troops are focused on our front.
Yeah,
they still.
I'm actually going to go and try and do that as well.
They still like 66 troops in the metropole, but. Yeah, if I had a bigger navy, I could probably pull off the naval invasion I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Yes.
If someone else tried to at the very least, it would either. The south of France is like empty now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You could.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dina, you could actually
I
do it.
have the one fleet, so I have the one fleet, so someone else has to do the naval invasion.
Yeah, I'm already tied up in Corsica. There is an active battle there.
Ah.
And I'm winning.
But yeah, basically the first game was about the cult, and then for the second game they were like, what if Silent Hill is just like literal hell and just reflects, the inner soul and sins and problems of the main protagonist? And here's an interesting thing.
Just as a quick heads up. Sorry, yeah. Corsica is not incorporated state, so it wouldn't count towards their capitulation. So we would need to get onto the mainland.
Yeah.
So yeah, invade the mainland.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they did that, and here's the thing: Silent Hill 2 was really popular in the West because a lot of people, the thing is, a lot of people didn't play Silent Hill 1 because I don't even think it came out here. So, a lot of people were like, that's actually pretty neat. Meanwhile, in Japan, people were pissed. No, seriously, while it sold well, Silent Hill 2 had a backlash in Japan, their main market, because people were like, what the fuck is this? Where's the cult? Why isn't this a sequel to the first game? They were literally like, why is it suddenly some meta shit, people? And so they were like, fuck, the people are mad. Let's make a game connected to the first game again. This is how we got Silent Hill 3. And then they were like, then people were like, actually, that meta shit was really good. So they were like, oh, fine, there's a hole in the wall now. And that was 4. And then 5 was American. I mean, okay, most Silent Hill games later were, especially ironically, I would say, and this is kind of the interesting thing. 4 was overlooked, but especially especially the games like Origins, 5, Downpour, the ones that were outsourced to Western developers to a degree and spin-off titles, because those devs really went hard on the Silent Hill is not a place, Silent Hill is a concept. This kind of became the whole thing. Like, just because they really didn't release Silent Hill 1 in the West and Silent Hill 2 got big here, this narrative actually shifted. If 1 and 3 were big here, the current Silent Hill would also be about the fucking cult in the town. Just fun facts.
I have defeated the main French Navy. I have Corsica occupied, and I'm currently retasked my marine troops to invade Provence.
Yep.
Yeah, but they have troops there
let's
now.
hope that goes fast.
Yeah.
It's just 18, so
Yeah.
Lena should win,
Maybe.
but if we have more people trying to naval invade the south while I'm distracting in the north,
I am
then-
winning. Looks of it. Like their blue bar is going down faster than mine.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's just a matter of if their blue bar goes down fast enough that, faster than mine ends.
well, more importantly, we
'Cause I
still
won't be able to start at one soon enough.
more importantly we need the Sahara. Otherwise, we can't enforce in the first
Yeah.
place, and
Yeah.
we're not
Well,
really
we can't
winning there.
enforce it.
Yeah.
So Agonia, if we get there onto their incorporated land, then that'll start to moot their other demands. Also, because we have French war reps and French Chad as a problem. My naval invasion failed.
Oh.
Yeah, you should make another naval invasion where Lena is. Then we can just,
Try and exploit a little.
yeah.
Okay, they have more troops. They have 52 troops in the Occitania HQ now.
Yep. I am doing naval invasion Languedoc or whatever.
Yeah.
The important thing is that the troops in Sahara are being distracted, which I think gives us a chance on the mainland.
More importantly, we're slowly losing the Sahara.
Should I move back to defend? On my.
I think we're managing.
Right now, we're still
As
holding
long as
on,
we don't.
but we're losing.
The push is.
We're losing advantage
push-
slowly. That's the problem.
That's because we're attacking.
Yeah, and if we're not attacking, they will get more shit and attack us again because they're overall stronger than we are. There is no invade the
it's a-
mainland.
It's a balancing act right now. Just so you know, my army that I'm naval invading with is going to be a wet noodle. They got pretty hurt when I was distracting in the north.
Yeah.
And it does seem like they are... Okay, I'm going to retool my naval invasions real quick.
Yeah, my blue bar is faster than theirs now.
Let's see, split in half. And then you split in half.
France offers a white beast.
No.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel this naval invasion. Because it wasn't working.
Hold on. I want to try something.
Oh, I already
Or
canceled
you
it.
just
Sorry.
reorder it. Reorder it.
1 second.
Huh.
On Provence.
Yeah,
Please.
same place.
Yeah. Yep. Going back in.
I am going to see if I can maybe sneak in while by number of invasions.
Yeah, they do have like 3 separate armies down there, so
Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah. Yeah, like my marine force has to recover quite a bit of.
Just so you
Power.
know, Lena, your war support is below 0.
Oh,
We may
Yeah.
have to give up on the mainland if this doesn't work.
I do have 53% landing.
Didn't
Actually,
wait.
no, I'm winning. I'm winning really hard.
Oh, it's working! It's working! It's working! I'm getting us in.
Yep, I'm also in. I landed in Provence. I am here.
Yep. We
And I'm
did
in
it.
defense.
Yeah, now you just
Alright.
need to...
I don't think we will win anything there.
No, well, but I'm holding. We have like 2 states, homeland states occupied. So hopefully that'll do something to their war support.
Yeah, we're slowly getting the French down in the Sahara as well.
Yeah, we're up to
I think
28.
we
Now
actually
we're
need
like-
to. I think we need to conquer them. Just because, well, what's it called? Yeah, if you can win Sahara, then we can move on to the front in France, and work fine there.
Yeah. Problem is, Lena's at minus 25. So,
Yes. So the sooner that we can do, I'm going to push as well in Sahara. So the sooner that we do that, the better. I mean, we have a positive front in. We have a positive front in France, so that is good.
I put all my marine generals on defend or adamant defense. I'm not pushing into France further.
Yeah. They've got no general and no organization on that army.
Oh.
I have a persistent, ambitious traditionalist commander with supplies. So I'm gonna see if he can push.
I have a charismatic offensive planner.
Okay, you just defend. I will see if I can push us a little bit.
Yeah. I have 2 of my generals here on adamant defense, and one of them is also the offensive planner.
Yeah.
It's both offensive planner and defensive strategist. So
Yeah, because their army is not going to attack because they've got no
Yeah.
general on it, and
yeah.
okay, it is a problem that we're going such heavy width on that one battle and so small on the other.
Did I try to push with my my?
I don't think we have the numbers to maintain that push. Ah, shit. Yeah, no, it's
we need to
yeah,
get
it's
the
that battle.
we need to get
Yeah.
we need to get the Sahara before Lena drops out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're losing in France pretty good. Like I'm losing manpower too. Like all my guys are on defense, but we're still in that battle.
Then I recommend move troops, finally get the Sahara done because that's more important.
Yeah. Out of France into the Sahara. I'm leaving the front.
I'm gonna see if I can maybe hold on. I don't think I can, but I will at least try.
Yeah, if they're not pushing, you should be able to hold there.
Let's see.
Okay, that's a problem. They cannot go below 0 because we need French, Chad, and the Sahara. And since we cannot get Chad,
That's what I've been saying. Chad won't matter if we get their capital, which is
You
what I've
won't
been
get the
trying to us to
capital.
do.
You really...
So that's. Hold on, let me finish. I've been saying that we need to have a foothold in France before we clear them out of Africa.
which we
because
can't do.
If that army,
Won't happen now.
Won't happen.
we have
Won't happen.
one now.
Won't happen. You don't get them out of Africa fast enough. That was the point.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't do the other way, if we don't do the other thing, then we're screwed anyways because of the French war reps.
Yeah, we're screwed either way. Like they did.
We just need to hope that it's good.
No.
I don't think that's possible. We could, but we could try to get into a forever war. That's fine by me. At least
I can't afford that.
I can.
I'm good for now.
Yeah, problem is your war support.
Yeah, that's Like,
Because you got not
I
declared.
can't. Yeah. Like I can. Like I can keep going. It's a matter of if my people want to keep going.
Yeah, and they won't.
Okay,
Exactly.
should we continue then?
Yeah, we have no choice.
Yeah.
And we need to get to Sahara before Lena drops inevitably out.
Yeah.
And then we can see if we can get anything, because... Like...
Yeah. Also, like if I drop out, that should also remove the French chant Wargle, because that's my Wargle, isn't it? I mean, it is my Wargle, but like that should remove the Wargle, right?
So if Lena is out of the war, then we do have everything that we need in order to enforce.
Except
Okay,
the
we are
war
actually-
reps, right?
Yeah,
We-
well, no,
no,
the war
no.
reps would
We
work
have-
because we occupy incorporated
Yeah.
territory. We only need the capital to get Chad.
Well, then let them have Chad for now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was saying that we need to at least have a foothold, because we wouldn't be able to. It would be very hard to naval invade against their full stack
Yeah.
defending. And it seems like they're not pushing me, so
The sooner we get to Sahara, the sooner my people can get
Yeah.
on the France front.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm upping my conscripts as well too. To try and get this done.
Conscripts yet. If I pulled conscripts, I could push hard, but I think that would probably tank my war support, wouldn't it?
That would destroy your war support.
Yeah.
Out of France into the Sahara is interesting. Out of the Frank is the fire rate. You could have done that earlier, by the way.
What?
Pull conscripts.
Yeah, no conscripts. If you can avoid
that would
it.
have been bad. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
I can't. So it was expensive for me to even not pull conscripts. I would probably be a lot closer to losing my to what's the thing called, default, if I had done it earlier.
Well,
Now's the question, can we get to Sahara fast enough? Because... Also, why are my generals winning on blunder again?
Mascaran General is strong.
Because blunder is not actually that bad.
Yeah, poor visibility is worse.
I mean, the French shouldn't be in the Sahara anyway, but...
Go away.
Oh god, I fucking again. Should be fine. I have another naval invasion coming in Lower Egypt, but it should be fine.
I mean, they have no war goal on you, right?
Don't think so. No.
So,
Yeah,
at worst, you're a distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm moving my second fleet back to defend as well. Like, I should be able to defeat them before they land, because I have no troops in
Yeah.
Egypt anymore.
No,
As long
cause
as you're contesting, they can't even attempt to land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, they're. Oh wait, is that one? I'm actually nope. Yeah, I'm winning real hard on the naval battles.
Yeah, the only war goal that we are missing now is French Chad.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's everything.
Okay, so, by the way, do you want to end this?
we can
Okay.
try
We
thing.
can probably do this. Probably.
And they would not accept French Chad because we're not occupying it. Yeah, we couldn't force it
Yeah,
through.
as long as we don't get pushed out of mainland France, we're good.
Yeah, that's why my troops are moving there.
I'm gonna send my troops to defend just in case, because I don't want to like.
Yeah, you probably would want to reduce your admirals to 1.
Oh, they
Yeah,
stopped their they stopped their naval limit.
Yeah. Like I only have one admiral on each of my fleets.
Ah, okay, that explains it.
I had both of my fleets there in the Eastern Med, but I have only one admiral per fleet since we
Yeah.
found that out a couple months ago.
Ironically, it still can't be reduced below 0 because of Chad. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's why I want to say, do you want to just end this because this is stupid that this is a problem? Because France would have lost this one, again,
yeah,
if not for
like,
Czech.
We could end this.
I mean,
Yeah,
no.
France is gonna deteriorate. We just need to defend. We
Yeah.
just need to defend.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I'm defending
what-
with everything, but I don't think we will be able to.
My army's still not there, and I'm still conscripting up. Now my main army is there.
Okay,
So
we
after this battle, we'll have a decent sight on if we
with
can defend or not.
wait a second. Without war reps, we can end this war. Pretty sure.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too.
Why is it? Oh, for French Warps. This is the
Yeah,
Okay.
if I don't take French war reps, they will
Okay,
be fine. Like,
that's-
if I put them in, that minus 65, which I don't think we should
Yeah.
risk.
Then do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You all need to accept it.
Yep.
Just as a reminder. And Mascara, speak now.
I have a treaty with the Americans. Oh, I'm recognized now. Oh, nice.
Oh, okay, neat.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations, you're minor power.
I'm
As
still
soon as you get
like,
to major power, we would like that
Embassy.
nice little economic block.
I'm close, relatively.
form of power
well.
block, but- I can form a power block, but I don't know if it will be like that would. I don't know if it will be
It
useful
would
for me.
be a
to look
little. It would probably make people unhappy because
I mean-
you're unrecognized.
This is also Mascara. Sophie. This is also old Mascara. She just grabbed South America. Anyway.
Also, Zep, what's your what's your debt and interest like? Do you need to take on that?
My debt, my balance is minus 44.4k, and my interest is minus 24.3k. That said, if I stopped building and I got rid of my interest, I'd be fine.
Yeah. So if I
Yeah.
how much?
I only have a little. Total debt is 4.6 million.
Would take on help?
Yes, it would. It does. Yeah. It does seem like one recently built building did a significant increase to my principal. I'm gonna finish building the stuff that I. Oh, you know what it was? My my income taxes recovered after I, or my dividends taxes recovered after I lowered taxes after the war.
Ah.
But I'm almost done building all of the buildings that I have needed building, like the railways and universities.
That's good.
Once those are done, I can just stop building in general. But I'll pause a bit to build up some.
Stop building heresy.
Yeah, don't build. Don't stop building. Always. Don't stop building. Believe in the economy.
I've mostly stopped building for a while now because I don't want to get even like I'm fine with like I am recovering, but if I build, then it sort of, depending on what the private sector does, it can sometimes dip into like significant negatives. Not problematic.
Yeah, my private sector is doing pretty solid right now, so I'm gonna let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Especially because I got the most important building off, which was the what do you call it? The motor industries. And I've been entirely sustaining my economy off of steel mill subsidies.
Well,
It's only one now. It's 2 steel mills, but it's what's make my tool mills, and my iron mines go. So. Would be nice if I had the gold fields in the north, but yeah. Sierra Leone has the Guyana territory from Britain. I have never seen that. In fact, Sierra Leone holds the entire their entire American territory.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's probably because they have the Afro-Caribbean culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sierra Leone is just, owning the Caribbean. That happened. Oh well, but yeah. Now it's actually going some way. How's it
My
called?
reactionary movement is going up again.
The Danish Socialist Revolt is in Indonesia. At the very tip.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Whoa, that's a flag. You go, Danish. Socialist Danish pig. Okay. You do you.
Wait, where is this happening?
At the very northern tip of Indonesia. That's the socialist Danish pig. It's just okay. Anyway, but yeah,
Main problem will be the Brits.
yeah, that's why I'm currently building up some form of arms industry. Woo!
But
Woo!
I think I'm colonizing where you colonizing.
Yeah, you literally are doing this right now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm almost finished with that. So
I can give you the other part then. I just want to
Yeah.
cut the British off.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good if we do that. That if we cut them off and then we can just do the rest.
Oh, I don't think the British can actually go. I think they're already cut off.
No. They still can get
because of the lake.
Tanganyika, the Nyamwezi part, and then they have a part into the inner. We want to make like a seal to the inner parts of Africa.
No, I mean like the parts like the British already cut off because of the lake.
No, they
You're both
aren't.
touching the lake. Oh wait.
Yeah, you.
Oh, are you talking about the the western side?
Like Sango
Yes.
and Nyamwezi.
The eastern part, actually. You-
Yeah, British East Africa they can only go south.
that's not how colonizing works.
You think?
Yes, it is.
No. Anyway,
They can't go past the lake because you each own two sides of the lake. It has to be an adjacent land tile.
that wasn't a thing before. So
It's as far as I'm aware, it's always been a thing.
it's probably supposed to be, but how it's calculated, that's a different thing.
I don't know. I just want to make sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know where your certainty is coming from, yeah. I've never seen colonization jump a lake.
That's streamer sickness.
Maybe.
Also, we're Algeria now.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
Hey.
Algeria strong. You have a sultan. Can I say that sultan is like just a better word? Like, it's just for
probably
ruler.
isn't necessarily that it's a better word. Probably more just that it doesn't have as many bad connotations in English as king and
I mean,
some other ones do.
no. I mean, like the English words are just a bit nah. I mean, the German ones first. That's a banger word, but like, Lord. The British just ruined their own language by being British.
Well, which language are you
because they were
speaking,
French
eh?
it's because they were French for a time.
Well, that plus all the empire and we're just the bastard of a language.
I mean, the good
Bit of
British,
everything.
the good British languages are the ones spoken in Australia. Crikey.
Scotland.
Yes, but yeah. Scotland's also fine. Basically, everything that is not English.
Why do you hate us, other than the transphobia? Because the
I mean, okay, listen, you're still a fucking monarchy.
Representative monarchy, I think it's called.
Yeah, but like, okay, let me put it like this. You're the...
Dude,
okay,
but
okay,
our monarch has literally no power.
okay, you know what?
Guy's literally starting to make a podcast to make money.
Ruben.
He's that poor.
Ruben.
He's become a
No.
podcaster.
He's still rich as
King
fuck, but you know what?
Charles
Okay, you know what the difference is between you and the Dutch?
The third.
You know what the
Sorry,
difference is
the
between
second.
you and the Dutch and the people of Luxembourg and Belgium? You know? Because here's the thing.
And Spain.
And Spain.
And
Here's the thing.
Denmark.
Here's the thing.
And Sweden. And
Yeah.
Norway. And
Here's the thing. Yes, a lot of European countries are still monarchies. But only one decided to make it their whole fucking identity. Until you
it's not a whole fucking
Oh,
identity.
it was. Oh, it was.
To an
And then-
average fucking Brit.
You
Nobody gives
all
a
were
shit about
horny
them.
for Elizabeth II. You were like, grandma. Like, sorry? She was kind of a thing there, okay? And you were like, oh, have you seen our monarch? She's so dignified.
At
And
least
like,
we don't actually have people who are trying to enact a proper full monarchy, unlike Germany. Trying to bring back the fucking Wilhelms.
Yes.
I mean,
but
those are...
you overstating them as in trying. They're so bad they can't even properly try.
Like, they literally got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even have that because our
Because you have a monarchy.
Yeah.
monarchy shit.
So in other words, our stupid people have succeeded in your country?
They didn't even need to try, actually.
No.
But...
It's a stupid argument,
But
just
you know-
ignore it.
I don't know.
But you know what
it's
our
always-
country has now, compared to Britain? 500 billion euros for infrastructure and schools.
Don't your debt costed rise quite dramatically?
No. Like, the thing is, they're like,
The
oh,
highest
that's...
since the 1970s. Well,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
But here's the thing.
1997 was specifically.
Yes, but what every economist will tell you is the fact that we have still such a high cap because of our GDP that we can actually literally stomach 500
You
billion.
guys actually build more like high-speed rail than.
Oh yeah,
actual
that's actually...
defense.
you know what the best part about it is?
Are you guys
Did
going to
it-
finally reform defense spending?
They
And also,
are reforming that
when
as
is Germany going
well.
to get some nukes?
No, that's
You guys should.
that's generally like right now the thing they're doing, like which is why the AfD is bitching as fuck, because they currently want to change the Grundgesetz, the law, basically constitution, that we can have a higher and more flexible spending on defense, which we need that. I don't think we need to talk about that. America basically said, America is unreliable. Russia is there. We need some more arming. That's just a thing. Next thing, they do want to do two things. So first of all, they want to actually again. There's
I have the Islamic Party.
nice.
Sounds fun.
Well, it's the Islamic Party. Oh god, now I'm remembering that. Okay, so basically what they basically want to do is that... Wait a second. let's get... Oh, 8 years? Yeah, no, not doing that then. Labor movement, organized sports. Labor movement sounds fine. Crystal glass. So, basically, so the goal is to do a reformation in a few key things. First of all, that defense budget isn't tied to, oh, you can't make that because they're like, we fucking need to...
It's still tied to that, but the ceiling is higher.
The ceiling is higher because it's more like, okay, we need to fucking get our shit running because I know some people are saying, oh, we just need to have, we simply need to have better, how's it called?
Defense reform.
No, the people are like, oh, we just need to have better planning with the budget we already have. The problem is, listen, if you mismanage a budget for over 10 years, it will not fix itself overnight just by managing better.
But that plus the whole Bundeswehr needs...
We need
it's
it.
defense procurement reform. And also maintenance. The entire Bundeswehr is it's a fucking
We
mess.
already needed a
And
bit...
I know it's a mess over here as well, but it's
a
not
mess.
nearly as bad a mess as Germany.
Yeah, but it's a mess. But also the thing is, they just need cash right now. So there's one budget for the Bundeswehr, just to get new boats, get new aircraft, get new get the new guns, get the new tanks, etc., etc. Get everything running, because
Why can't Germany just militarize, for God's sake?
Well, we have a
You know what?
history.
I have something that we can all agree on. As far as who's the biggest hot mess, I think it's over here.
Yeah, fair.
yeah, that's you're kind of taking the cake on that
of
one.
course.
I am not
Yeah.
not disagreeing on that.
I don't think that was a
I
question.
mean, for example, the guy who's in charge of the Federal District of Washington, D.C., which is basically the one court in the country that can prosecute on both local and federal levels. That guy has basically, his resume is essentially the equivalent of, oh yeah, I did some law stuff in my mom's basement for a year or two, and I failed all of my election campaigns.
That's bad.
The guy that's the head of the DOD was literally just a Fox News anchor. Oh, and he served a little bit ago.
Yeah, but
he was general infantry. No. What's worse about him? What's the problem with his service is, which I thank him for his service, but his service was merely just being a general infantry trooper. He wasn't even an officer. He knows nothing about organization within the military.
It's like saying, I'm going to run Walmart, but I worked as a checkout person.
Yeah.
But actually, no, even as a checkout person, there's a lot more you know than...
Yes.
Given the double duties that you do in working retail nowadays, a checkout person in Walmart would know more.
Than just...
But right now
trying to protect Madagascar.
Oh.
I can't do anything about that.
I also can't do anything about that. But basically right now it's they want to have a budget for the Bundeswehr to just fix it now, and
They
then
might get France on their side.
that would be useful.
Might.
That's one thing. I'm generally down with that. I think we can all agree with that we just need to do that because we have Poland and we have a lot of other countries, but the main army force in Europe comes from France, Germany, and Britain. Period. This everyone else is supporting basically. It's I don't think there's a big thing to debate about that, but the key part I want to change is that there's supposed to be 500 billion for infrastructure. 100 billion specifically for 1 billion specifically for how's it called, climate protection. So which also includes stuff like building more train lines, local trains, etc., 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 stuff like that. Also, by the way, it's also aimed at the energy infrastructure, so that will also mean more renewable energies and such. Good.
Isn't it 500 billion over 10 years?
It's 500 billion over 10 years, but also the key things is that this money is not allowed to be used on current projects. So everything that is already, being used, like there's a big fund right now to go into schools anyway, because they did that during COVID, which is not paid out fully yet. There's just bureaucratic problems, but there's supposed to be just more money for schools. The current, fixing of the rail network, that's also just, again, that's already covered. That is not in the money. This is for new projects to make, new railway lines. Hey, North Road to Amsterdam, please. I want high-speed rail to Amsterdam. Then there is, again, more money also for schools, universities, hospitals, because they're like, we need to fucking fix the hospitals there, because the hospitals are just, they just have problems, is what I'm saying. They need to be fixed up and be in a better shape, so that's one thing, so good. And also two key things. Becoming climate neutral is a part of the constitution with the change they want to do. So good. And also, it currently lost me. Oh yeah, the debt ceiling for towns and communes is raised. Not in the sense that they don't have a limit now, but it's raised in the sense of they can get more debt now to have a larger room to actually work with things. Good, because they needed that. That's honestly a really good package. Like,
comparatively?
Comparatively, yes. Like, there's a lot of things where you look at it and be like, well, that was shady as fuck. Because, like, I need to say a few things here. First of all, this is actually popular. Like, people were asked around the country, and there's just an overwhelming amount of people who are like, this is good. Like, we need to fucking invest in infrastructure. We need to invest in schools. We need to invest in universities, and invest in hospitals, all of that stuff, because we haven't for over a decade. We just need to reinvest and actually strengthen the economy again, as we do here, in Wiki 3 every Friday. That applies to the real world. Sometimes you just had to do some debt to get more income. So a key thing though is it's a bit shady, because the CDU basically said they wanted to do the complete opposite. No, seriously, we're like, no, we want to keep doing, we need to, okay, no shit, they basically went and were like, yeah, we need to do some austerity and stuff, and then the moment they won, we were like, actually, we need to take on more debt and reinvest into the economy, because that's actually the most sensible thing to do to get our economy to work again. I'm like, that's true, but what the fuck was that move, actually? And it's especially shitty because, then Friedrich Merz literally stood in front of the camera and was like, because they actually needed the Greens to agree to that, because, they needed their votes to get this thing through the Bundestag. And he was like, oh, I don't know why they don't agree to that. They literally demanded the same thing during the elections. I'm like,
yes.
Okay, you fucker were in the same position as them, but ran against them? With a different... What the fuck, man? What in the...
Wait, the FDP or the Greens?
The Greens. The Greens, basically the CDU ran on a counter-platform to the Greens, and now after the election, they're like, actually, we wanted to do the same thing the Greens wanted after all. I'm like, listen, I'm all for investments, but like, what the fuck was that move? That's just like, macabre to a degree. Just like, okay. But yeah, basically the thing that happened was they talked, and the Greens were like, we want some assurance that that there are laws where this money is going, that it's not just there to make rich people richer, and also we want to have a clear budget allocated for climate, for battling climate change, and also that we want to get climate neutral by a certain date in the Grundgesetz, and they both, CDU and SPD were like, sure, and like, it was so pointless, everything. Also, why do you always pick the shittiest names? Council of Nations, really? What lame ass...
The nations are counseling.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I can rival France, but I shouldn't. How about rivaling Austria? That's fine. They have no boats.
Austria, I'm gonna build some more boats. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that happened there. So, but generally, again, 500 billion for general fixes, and also it has to be new stuff and all that. I will say, and I will like, fuck the CDU, fuck Friedrich Merz. I hate them. This is still something we need, and I think being against that on the basis of it's the CDU is just like, at that point you're not making politics for people, you're making politics for yourself. It's like, sorry, we need that, and like, again, if you understand a little bit of economy, we have such a high debt ceiling, we can shoulder that. Especially, I just want to point out.
Look at Italy. Look at Britain. Look at France's debt to GDP ratio and compare it to Germany's.
Yeah, Germany has like the highest GDP ratio, and like we haven't invested in years.
No, it has the lowest. It's got about 80%. While UK, France, so on has 100% debt to GDP.
Mm-hmm.
Japan has around 250% debt to GDP ratio. US is around 140, I think. So,
well, we are also going into negative growth, so
yeah, you've got stagflation, and
I mean,
the
also,
US. Yeah,
also,
the US is not having a good time.
I just want to point out, by the way,
the dollar is still the dominant currency.
That won't change that fast, even though I can. Here's the thing, I can almost guarantee you, if the longer Trump is in office, the more the dollar will actually be replaced with the euro. That's just gonna happen.
Most likely.
But a key thing I want to point out, like when Trump, was like announcing the tariffs and the trade wars, and basically every how's it called? How's the thing called in Wall Street? The house where everyone is gambling on shit.
The stock market?
Yeah, the stock market, yeah.
Yeah, stock market.
Every stock market dropped, except the German one, the DAX. It dropped a bit, then they announced, oh yeah, we're gonna spend 500 billion on the economy. Whoosh, it went up again. It was the only one that didn't drop.
Weirdly enough.
I mean, it's not weirdly enough. Everyone's like...
all the stocks on the US stock market dropped massively, with the exception of drug companies and what was the other one? Shit, I forget what the second one was, but it was something on the line. I don't think it was the banks. I think it was something else. That like you'd never see dropping. But tech and electronics dropped
They dropped.
massively.
Tesla
Whole bunch
lost
of other
over
stuff dropped.
15% in one day. Yes.
Sepp, have you looked at your pension pot recently?
I don't have a pension. I have a 401k, which is it's like a pension, but it's different.
Okay, yeah, I don't know the US pension system. I've heard of 401k, but I'm not sure. I know, at least with my dad's, it's dropped quite a bit because just US stocks. Historically, they've generally been pretty good, but just recently, obviously with Trump, it's not good.
Yeah, more like, I mean, okay, I have to point out here also, and this is a key thing, German arms industry is doing fucking bank right now. Like,
Mostly Rheinmetall. I think they're
no, not only Rheinmetall,
well, so you're seeing a big period of growth because of the gaps in the market now.
Fair point. It's like
That's why.
Rheinmetall stock rose by 93%. ThyssenKrupp, they're making boats and shit, rose by 103%. It's like, yeah, but also fun fact, every European arms manufacturer is currently seeing a rise. The Americans are on the decline, by the way. Just so you know where people buy their arms now.
It's to be expected.
They're evening out so the American ones are evening out actually because they still have a lot of the contracts to replace the stuff that we sold off to.
Yeah, they're probably not like
Ukraine, but that's not going to last very long.
Especially not
So
with Musk
they are
trying
on
to cut
crutches.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be on crutches for a while, but they are still standing.
I mean, I don't think they're going away, but like, it's like, a lot of European manufacturers were already very popular, and like, it's especially now that, a lot of European countries won't buy American anymore, they're just gonna be more. It's just gonna be
Actually,
more
I think
that.
Portugal declined
just
at
canceled
35.
their order.
Yeah.
They canceled their order.
That
Yeah.
was
They already had an order, and they had already, I think they had already set some payments to be made, but they basically just canceled their order.
Yeah, that's also, by the way, a big, that's a big, how's it called, point right now as well, because, there's like a huge, Germany wanted to buy F-35s, but people are now like, okay, we have a big budget now, don't buy F-35s. Because, you can't trust America anymore, so they're like, That'd be that. So they're more like, okay, invest that into, building a sixth generation fighter with France together, and yeah, that's probably gonna be what's gonna happen. Oh, yeah, anyway. But yeah, it's generally like, I'm looking forward to our trains running on time again. I mean, okay, they're actually not running that bad. It's just, yeah, it really needs to be.
Oh, there's a
I
Liberian
think there
revolt.
actually was a study, and even the UK was doing better in terms of trains running. Like,
Liberian revolt.
Yeah, there's a Liberian revolt if you want to
We
help
could
them.
technically snatch that from America.
There was another one like a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah.
But I think that was around the time we had the war with France.
Yeah, that's nice, but the question is more like, are we doing something or not? I think Seb said he can't, because I guess money problems. So, Lena, do we want to intervene and help the Liberian proletarian revolt?
Also, I physically can't because of my
Yeah, we said
Alliance
that already,
with us.
but we need to decide, so...
What's my? I have a U.S. guaranteeing my independence. Do I have any other deals with them? A trade agreement.
They like me
no.
too, but we
Yeah.
could get them out
Yeah.
of here.
We could. I'm more worried that if we do it, then the proletarian revolt is going to get crushed before the troops can get there.
That's fair. Sadly, we don't see their troops. No espionage yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. The Proletarian Revolt has 0+1 battalions, and Liberia has 1+1. So Liberia actually starts with the military, even if it's only one guy with the rifle.
Oh well. Yeah, it's interesting times right now. I mean, yeah, the biggest problem we just have is the fact that our let's just put it like that. You know how I said that I already said what the biggest problem of the German network is, that they don't have they have old signaling technology on some parts, but also just not the switches anymore, so trains can let others pass by. That's what they basically are rebuilding now everywhere. So on the by the way, on the railways where they that's an interesting factor, by the way, because the moment you actually look at how delays are spread out, you notice a trend. The trains actually very are very much on time, especially in East Germany, because there was first of all, the load on the network in East Germany is lesser. There's just not as much, pressure there. Also, they have some dedicated high-speed railway lines there, so the ICEs go over there, and they have some, also have still a bit more. Just more room, It's just there's not as much going on. Meanwhile, so they're actually very on time in the east, and also some parts in Western Germany, but especially if you look at just putting it on the map, this region here, the Rhine-Ruhr region, that thing is causing most problems because you have basically you have
next to the Netherlands.
First of all, everything from Rotterdam is going through this region, down the Rhine, through Switzerland into Italy. That's one thing. Then you have just all them, just a really big region with just lots of cities, going from Munich, Stuttgart, up to Hamburg. That's one very central artery. So and also just so many towns, villages, etc. That's just that network is overloaded. Simple as that. There's a reason they started, with the Riedbahn, which is basically, in this region here, and just okay, just completely overhaul the whole thing, more room for high-speed rail, because the options would either be you upgrade the thing, or you just build literally a high-speed railway track just side by side, because it's still the railway line where it needed to be, And that's also one of the problems Germany has. We can't just really build a lot of new high-speed rail, because a lot of the high-speed rail we could build new would just run side by side anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, so this bottleneck here is one of the main reasons. For example, they technically need here from Rhineland to Baden, there's just one two-lane bridge, two-track bridge over the Rhine. There were 4 tracks before that. They basically need to build a new bridge over the Rhine, so there's just more capacity for trains. The Rhine, the Rhine. But by the way, interestingly, that border is wrong. Elsass-Lothringen and Baden, the border is the Rhine. Just saying. It's a bit off. But yeah, the thing is,
it is also just a game.
I know. It's just I just want to be nitpicky.
I mean,
so,
probably the decision to make the border look a bit cleaner, I guess.
That's a thing, but I will still be bitching. That's just a thing. Okay. But yeah, what I want to point out is the fact that the Rheinbahn, they still need to upgrade it to 4 lanes. I think a process that just is stalled because of NIMBYs, and like, we need to fucking get rid of the NIMBYs. So hard. God damn it. Hate the NIMBYs.
What's the next plan anyway? Like, do we want another war with France to get them out of...
Chad, you would need to colonize Chad first and get a...
Yeah.
like,
I can't. Like, I actually can't get colonial stuff. Like colonial laws.
You all forgot your chances, or...
if you can do one thing, then get some...
Can you get the military into government?
Let me see. Right now, I'm trying to pass migration controls and my military. No, I have a legitimacy of 26 with just the landowners, and everything else is like. If we're bringing the petit bourgeois, it's legitimacy 1. If we're bringing the armed forces, it's legitimacy 0. Like, my legitimacy is absolutely dreadful.
Well, Ruben has frontier colonization, but I guess you don't have malaria prevention yet.
No, it's very slow.
I have
I
the
think
claim.
the issue is still his claim.
Well, I'm trying
Ruben
to
should have a claim.
colonize,
Yeah.
I'm trying to colonize Volta a little bit, but it's slow.
I mean, I've been doing that too, so it's been a process to colonize Volta.
Yeah.
Let's see. I do need either to wait until I get all of Timbuktu or to get all of Volta to form Mali, which will let me have a lot more fully accepted pops, which is part of why I'm struggling right now. It's just I've got a bunch of like second, third class citizens and so on.
Why is France bargaining me? That's weird.
No, it's France.
Bloody France. What did I do to them?
You exist.
I know. Bloody French.
You forgot that incident where you held a baguette in your crotch in front of the embassy and were like, ho 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 ho. That incident.
You honed your last horn that night.
On the hon. A hon for a hon.
Oh well, but also nice. I'm soon off agrarianism and into interventionism, so a lot better investment pool then.
I'm a major power, by the way, so...
I'm actually considering. Yes.
So if anyone...
I'm actually considering staying on agrarianism for a little bit longer.
Hello Ryan, but you're still appreciated even if it's just 2 of you. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the I'm still trying to invade parts of Indonesia process. I'm doing rather well actually. I'm winning. As of now.
You know what's the best part? What's the best part? What I found out, like I think I'm not quite sure, but
wait, what? The French subjugated Zanzibar?
yeah,
No, we need to free Zanzibar. The Sultan of Oman lived there,
yeah,
not the French
the
king.
South Atlantic Islands and British Inland Malaya are both incorporated states.
Ooh.
I mean,
always
incorporated
are.
states into the Dutch East Indies.
Huh?
Into the Dutch
Who cares?
Which one are you meaning?
You literally went over it already.
That's for the Dutch East Indies.
You went over it already, not you saw it.
I am very confused what
Yeah,
you mean.
you're confused, I know.
Ah.
That's fine.
You know what? It's because Britain they incorporated territory because they probably had because of the revolt that they had earlier.
No, that's at GameStop already. Last time I checked.
Oh.
Wait.
That's a way how you can win
Really?
with Qing against the Britain.
The Britain.
The Britain, sorry.
South Atlantic Islands?
Specifically British Indian Malaya, because you can conquer that really fast, and that's incorporated territory.
It's incorporated,
and then you just wait for them to land on Beijing, and in single player they're
Oh,
often...
that's incorporated for the Raj. That's incorporated for the Raj, not for Britain
which-
itself.
Yeah, right now it is for the Raj.
Which one was it?
It's in the Malay. It's
British
incorporated.
Indian Malaya. The
May-
British have Singapore as their entry into that state, and that can't be incorporated because it's a treaty port.
I do see British Ceylon like below the like the Maldives, which is an incorporated state. So like the little string of islands
Yeah.
to the south of India, like the ones further south of that are. I don't know if that's at
Maldives,
GameStart. Yeah, the south of the Maldives. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
At
that
GameStart, it is not incorporated.
where the British Indian Malaya is or something, there they normally have incorporated territory at GameStop. Normally.
They don't have incorporate that. That's always been British India Company incorporated territory, or at the very least they incorporate it right away. Singapore is what the British own themselves at GameStart, and because it's treaty port, can't be incorporated, so they don't end up incorporating it.
I had that
And
for a
also
while
the
ago.
British
I
and
tried
French
it. That's
don't-
why I'm saying it was. But maybe it was patches ago.
Who knows?
Maybe it was patches ago. I doubt it because I'm pretty sure that Singapore has always been a treaty port, and those are part of the same state,
Yeah.
which would mean that it would be impossible for that.
So yeah, how Ryan, you and whoever came with you, how are you doing? How is everyone feeling today? How was the week?
Weekly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's a week. There's a weekly week. I know.
Somehow my job has become a software developer rather than being like a normal engineer.
What? Oh no.
just worked.
I mean that's
It's like doing tech checking and unit testing and using like PyTest and it's
yeah.
it's like all the sort of proper software developer stuff, which is not what I've like coming from my background of doing the PhD, where a lot of my stuff was kind of like we didn't have to do proper testing. It was more just like if it works for me, then fine, whatever, rather than having like to do making sure all the inputs work under all the different circumstances, and like you've got things that like if you input the inputs wrong, it like tells you it's wrong and what's wrong and everything like that. So it's like it's more professional and proper, which is good, but it's also like a lot of work and it's very tiring.
The German Empire is guaranteed independence of Perak.
I know.
Why?
And also Aceh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm back in a second.
Probably because we're there.
Yeah.
That's usually the case.
Anti-player action.
Yeah. It's a bit sad, so you can't really... You need to basically artificially set up multiplayer every time you want to test your strategy for multiplayer.
You should be able to technically turn the game into multiplayer mode and keep the lobby hidden or private. That should work.
It's just sad that you need to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, just give them a slider for aggressiveness. Then you can do it even in your single player game, however you want.
Yep.
Yeah, you can play multiplayer games with the aggression turned down if you so desire.
Yeah. Or like even higher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm wondering, what's your thoughts on Chaperone?
You haven't heard that she is being away for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she didn't. Sorry. Yeah. Well, I guess just generally for everyone.
I've heard very good things.
Chapel Roan opinions. Yeah. Yeah, same here. She's cool. Yeah, I quite like some of her songs.
Yeah.
Konya?
Huh? What?
I have no
Chapel
idea
Roan.
who that is.
Pop musician. Recently became very popular.
I don't really.
Very popular with lesbians in particular.
I don't
Yeah.
follow pop much,
So,
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
so I can't really say anything there.
I just don't listen to music that's not Japanese much. No.
Weed. I mean, same here, but wasn't like I was listening to J-pop. Well, no, J-pop.
Yeah, I was about to say you like Ado a lot.
I know.
so-
No, I was listening to a lot of J-rock, mixture of Japanese music a lot of today during like coding and stuff. It's really good background music because okay, when you're like listening to songs and they're in English, like you pay a lot more attention to them because like they're actual words and you understand them rather than it just being
Yeah.
a little bit noise, but in a good way in terms of like I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what they're saying, you know, anything like that. Whereas like if you're listening to an English song, like if the lyrics are kind of just generic nonsense, you can tell that it's generic nonsense and like kind of cringy. But like if it's a different language, like they can be saying whatever they want and you can't tell what they're saying, which is quite fun. It's still fun to listen to and all that. Yeah.
I mean, there's still that meme about the one Japanese song that's like about depression and suicide, and then it feels so upbeat. To an outsider.
Exactly.
I mean, bumped up kicks.
Oh, exactly. But
Yeah,
I
that
mean, most
exists.
people don't listen to the lyrics of that though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of fits in as well.
Yeah. Like, I think that there's some others as well in English, but none come to mind. But like that is the big one. Well, a lot of REM songs as well, with are also
REM?
like REM, like the band.
I don't think I've heard of them actually.
They're-
off the top of my head.
Yeah, they're kind of older. I think like 80s mostly. But like they have a lot of also ABBA. Like the one thing with that's one of the things like with REM and ABBA, their songs are usually about like quite like darker stuff or darker undertones, and that's sort of like especially with what's happening. British Congo requests we support their independence. I don't want to fight the British just yet.
British Congo.
But yeah, yeah. So like their songs are like both of them, both bands' their songs are really like upbeat and happy. Like especially ABBA is just really happy pop songs. But it's just if you listen to the lyrics, like I watched like a sort of mini documentary about them with like where they interviewed them and they said like yeah no, all their songs are actually, if you listen, they're like pretty dark and there's a like sinister undertones in all of them, just in contrast with the really happy music.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
I still need to weaken my what do you call it? The devout somehow.
Did you remember to switch your bureaucracy and stuff to secular?
As far as I know, yes. Let's look.
Is wait, I need to. What law do you have?
Yeah, I can't because my problem is.
Oh, you can't because you're state religion.
Yep, that's the problem. Otherwise,
I forget what the way is to initially lower the devout's power.
Well, in the end, it's more capitalists.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. Oh, I own shit in Southeast Asia now. Okay, hope everyone's doing well. Okay, there we go. But yeah.
I learned something like just on Wikipedia earlier, and I've learned something which sounds super wild, really interesting. Like I said, the start of the stream in chat as well. Like in the mid 17th century, Venice owned Crete, and the Ottomans invaded and besieged the capital.
Yeah.
For 21 years, and during that siege. Like this was only discovered in archive research in 2015, but like in the Venetian State Archive, they found documents talking about how the Venetian intelligence service developed took fluid from the organs of victims of the bubonic plague, and they prepared to use it against the Ottoman besiegers. They never did it, but just the idea of the Venetian CIA developed a bioweapon to lift a 21-year siege in the mid 17th century.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I love history.
History is great.
Okay, I need to stop passing laws because my reactionary movement is pretty upset.
Ah. Why are always reacting to everything? Can't they be normal?
It's the thing is, it's the YouTube meta right now, so they kind of have to.
Yeah.
Reaction content.
That's yeah.
Oh, speaking of reactions, American reactionary revolt.
God.
In Alaska against the Russian American company.
God, do you sometimes read things where you're just like, why did I read that? Why did my eyes have to see that?
No.
I just
Once.
had such a moment.
What?
If you want to feel that moment, I can give it to you again by introducing you to a certain manga.
Huh?
You know what?
I'm not joking. I will show you.
I mean, if you just do the whole, if you just show me that one corruption hentai manga, no, I've already seen that. That's old shit.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I'm not talking about that. There is a genuine.
I love that you instantly know which one I mean.
Yeah, Emergence. We all know it.
Honestly, I've read it. It's not that bad.
It's just like it's
I've
fetish
read worse.
content.
Yeah, it's one thing that broke containment and lots of people found out about it. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. But it's
It's like, hey normies,
I've read far worse.
Normies, you just like the first taste of fetish shit. Like, oh no. Sorry, it doesn't even have anemone pussy. So like, yeah.
Where's my?
I remember that one.
It's not the fun.
And that's not even the problem. That's actually the nice.
That's not the problem.
That's the nice part. I'm sorry.
There's so much fucked up shit out there. It's, you know what? Some of the most interesting porn is made by people who are like, yep, that person is definitely going through something.
How did we get onto this topic?
Okay. It was because, okay, so I'm in a few other Discords beside mine. Yes, shocker, I know. And on the one Battlefield Discord there's recently a guy who just keeps spamming nonsense. And basically everyone wants him to be banned because he's not really engaging. He's just posting weird shit and he's just spamming. And the thing is, people found his Twitter, and apparently it's even worse. Just bad.
More spamming?
Listen, I didn't look. The thing is just, today, he started spamming again. And the first comment at his first spam was literally, oh look, it's the Roblox Futa Hamas guy. And I do not want to know where this is coming from.
What?
Yes!
I'm like the first two subjects are okay, yeah, I get that. Still. What's that with Hamas?
I don't know. And here's the thing. However, you need to keep in mind, half the Discord is like, what? And the other half of the Discord knows, it's just like, yep. And I'm just like, no. Everything about this.
Yeah, that's insane. Real quick though, I want to mention the insanity of the manga that I am reading. Well, not actually. I'm not actually reading it anymore.
Okay.
But so this manga is called "The Exiled Alchemist Who Saves the World with Adult Toys: A Man Who Can Make Any Monster Orgasm."
I see.
So, that title does not do justice to how insane this is.
Yeah, it
you know what?
sounds pretty boring, so it must have something else going on if you say there's something.
It literally opens up the in the first. So you know how like these exiled from the hero party stories,
Yeah.